I can't believe Ableton finally allows you to do this. About 5 years ago, I sent an email to the CEO of Ableton asking for a very specific feature in their next update. And their response to my request, well, they didn't respond. But my mom taught me to never give up. So I sat at my computer refreshing my inbox for 1,825 days. And then this happened. Oh my God, they replied. And oh my God, they actually did what I asked? Ableton took my insane request and customizing racks just got interesting, because now, without leaving my bedroom, I was able to do something that no other plugin company has ever been able to do. I was able to replicate the exact harmonic characteristics of that one unit that every single music producer has dreamt of having. It's the world famous Magic Moose Harmonic Exciter. And because I'm feeling super generous right now, I'm about to share all 3.5 pounds of this handsome little tool with you for free. Plus, I've got 9 other premium Ableton racks to give you on top of it. Now, I don't know how much of that previous story was actually true, but I could tell you this. We want to share all these racks with you as a thank you from all of us here at Cosmic Academy. We recently passed 10,000 subscribers, which is wild. What better way to say thank you than give you some tools that will help you with your productions? Okay, now that we're done with like the mushy love fest, here's the link. To unlock it, you must be able to answer this one trivia question. In your delay, do you know what the D is? It's delay these notes. You thought I was gonna say delay these notes. This first rack is meant to be an all-in-one delay rack. Use it on synths, vocals, drums, you name it. You can quickly click any delay preset and control all the important parameters like dry wet, feedback for how long it lasts, a filter, which is going to be a bandpass filter to help it fit in the mix. There's even a duck knob that acts like a sidechain and ducks the delays around your original signal. You're also going to notice there's an additional reverb and a width knob which can make your delays wide. If you already use the Ableton Saturator, I'm about to make your life a lot easier. This rack has 3 different styles of the saturator ready to use, and I've given it auto gain compensation. So when you turn the knobs, it does increase the input gain to pick up all that color, but it's simultaneously lowering the volume on the output. This allows you to just get saturation and not have to deal with a volume change. You're also going to be able to use this as a clipping rack. For example, I can use an oscilloscope plugin and shave my excessive peaks by just turning one of the 3 knobs. You just choose the flavor you want, clean or a little more aggressive and dirty. This next rack comes from my kitchen cupboard because it's got spice. That joke. ChatGPT actually gave me that joke. Bad ChatGPT. Bad ChatGPT. Vocal Crunch is a simple effects rack that can give your sound that over-the-top distorted crunch, but it sounds nice. As you can see, we're able to adjust the level, add more dirt and distortion, even increase the width. And if you find this is all becoming too much, you can use the soften knob to clean it up, which has an EQ that lowers some of the upper mids and highs. Wobble Anything allows you to wobble anything. Turn the knob and watch any sustained sound turn into something 10 times cooler. Get creative with the automation. You could even use this phase effects knob to add another level of interest to your sound. Big Verb is so big, it required a space between each letter. This one sounds sick on synths. You can control the reverb size and brightness. Let's also take a look at the sidechain pump section here. Set your sidechain to the layer you're processing, which in this case is my synth. I also want to make sure it's set to pre-FX. This just means it's going to react to the synth before the massive reverb gets put onto it, which is what we want. Now, when I adjust the pump knob, it will adjust the threshold to create more or less duck on your reverb. I could also speed up or slow down the release of the pump, which will help shape it and time it right with the BPM of my song. There were no chihuahuas hurt in the making of this rack. It's the Magic Moose Exciter. This is going to open up the top end of your sounds and make them brighter, more alive. I love this thing though. It's so easy to drop on any synth layer, drums, or even a vocal. Aside from the magic that Moose provided to make this works like a harmonic exciter where it boosts the volume of your high end through saturation rather than EQ. This next rack is incredibly useful for anyone already using the stock Ableton reverb. It's called the All-in-One Reverb Rack. You see what I did there? This includes 9 Reverb Hall presets all in one rack. You can quickly just cycle through them as they're organized by length and choose the one that suits your needs. Pretty sick, right? But what happens if you don't want a hall? You want something like a room reverb? Well, I've got you covered there too. You'll also get the Reverb Room rack, which this one is better for the shorter spaces, maybe on drums or even a vocal. Same concept applies here where you can cycle through all the different lengths, combining some room and chamber presets. The high and low cuts rack is going to be the obvious choice when it comes to automation. This combination of a high pass and low pass filter makes it much easier to do any kind of filter sweeps throughout your arrangement. Although this can be achieved by automating in an EQ or two separate auto filters, I've always just found this to be easier and quicker. This next rack does require Serum, but it's an all-in-one uplifter effect. Create a long MIDI note and start automating. You can control the pitch and have it rise using this knob here. The wet knob will also start to spread the sound and create a massive space. Use the LFO wobble if you want to add an extra layer of modulation. You also have control over adding a lower octave to cover more frequency, as well as changing the wave shape to a pulse wave for a completely different sound. Once again, here is the link, and if you're going to download it and want to say, thanks Zach, these are extremely helpful, you can do so by hitting the subscribe button. You can also help yourself out by watching this next video, because these racks will only get you so far if you can't do this.